We apologize for the blurry video. Please stay till the end so you can see the pictures from the event as they are crisp and clear. Hey y'all, welcome to episode 227 of Consignment Chats. Today, we are going to talk about the Nashville Reseller Meetup that we went to. We're going to do a little recap. Before we do that, we're also going to talk to you again about the importance of community with a little focus on our friends in the brick and mortar world, because we've talked about community before. We feel it is very important for you to have a community. It's a collective agreement. And we're going to talk to you about ways to do that. If you feel that you do not have a community, we're going to give you some suggestions. But before that, we're going to quickly talk about our week, kids. Hey y'all, welcome to Consignment Chats. This is Molly, and I'll be joined by my co-hosts Libby and Samantha.
Well, we traveled and we tried to get a little bit of work in here and there and complete our tactics for year 2 of the 12-week year. Some of us a little more than others. And yeah.
Yes, those on podcast, Molly is hiding her head in shame. Yeah,
I'd say I did pretty well keeping with my tactics, minus one really important one, which is to list, quite a few $1,000s in inventory per week. But the rest of them, yeah, I'm doing. Oh, and my meal prep, right? I don't know how to do meal prep on the road.
Oh, we prepped some meals
right into our mouths.
So yeah. So that's been kind of cool to kind of prove that you can go away and still to do the healthy living things and the YouTube things and all of that. So I'm pretty, as we say, chuffed. Well, and I say chuffed. That's an outtake. So that's an outtake of the Great British Baking Show, which we always used to watch in our house. And they would say, like, when they were really pleased with something, they would say, "I'm chuffed." So Emma and I always say that because we think it's adorable and hilarious.
It sounds the opposite of what
Doesn't
it means.
I guess that's why it's so funny. Yeah. It's so funny.
So I kind of switched hats to tour guide and focused on that more than my business. So what that means for Molly is she's got a lot of work to do today, tomorrow, so that I can check off my boxes and make sure when I meet for our 12-week year meeting on Tuesday, I have some success to share. Yeah, I got some catching up to do. So I am going to work hard all weekend long so I can be proud that I pulled it together.
You will, no doubt, pull it together.
Yeah.
Once we leave.
Yeah, once y'all get out of my house. Samantha, how was your week?
Amazing.
You're going to have to talk louder.
Amazing. I'm sitting here just thinking about all the sunshine coming in this window, and it's been great.
I know.
Y'all, Samantha has got color. I just want y'all to know she's got color. She has said that. In fact, Libby and I talked about making it a drinking game, but we were scared it was going to be too unhealthy to have that much liquid in our bodies because she is so excited. She has color that we've been talking about it repeatedly.
And then there's tree lint.
Yes,
but we do have a new drinking game, which generally does not involve alcohol. Just to clarify this, it is to keep our members hydrated.
Yes.
It should be a healthy liquid, nothing with caffeine, like water. Water,
yes.
A water adjacent beverage.
Our whole Patreon, we're all about water and consuming water. It's been our thing with our group and everybody. So we come up with drinking games and we have quite a few, but we came up with some new ones this week.
I didn't even know that you guys came up with this one until I got in the car yesterday and I said Spanish moss, tree lint, and you guys drink.
We better tell Jill to drink.
Yeah.
We gotta tell Jill the new drinking word. But
the original drinking game was every time I mentioned book club, because I talk about it constantly, everybody would drink.
I mean, if you've ever heard an episode of ours, you know that Libby talks about book club constantly, whether it's a quote or some kind of reference. So Jill is a very hydrated human being. That's what this week. She's probably dehydrated and needs us back. So we're back, Jill. We got you. Also note, as you stop right now so that you're liking, subscribing, leaving the comments, because that's what you do right now for us is give us that love, because it really helps us to be able to continue doing what we do. As you're doing that, keep in mind there are some videos to follow that are not episodes, but we will have a video compilation of our trip to Hilton Head, where I took them where I was born, because our Patreon members asked that we document that and put it in a video so they can see us going through all that. So that will be coming out soon. And I don't know how many sourcing videos came out of this trip to Nashville and Hilton Head. I have no idea. I'm going to be a busy little girl.
Yeah, we sourced, but we had such fun. My favorite part was not the sourcing. It was coming out to the car and showing everybody what we sourced.
Right.
So there's going to be some fun ones.
Yeah, there's some good ones for sure. For sure. So keep an eye out for those. Those will be coming out and trickling out over the next week or so. So be ready. There's some goodies. We We
even did a 10-minute challenge.
did. We have a 10-minute challenge. So that's a lot of fun. The three of us. Yeah.
Yeah, I think there might even be like a document of me or a video of me running, which never happened.
We were running. She might cut that part out.
They took off, y'all. I'm trying to video. I'm in flip-flops, but my knees hurt, and I'm like, all right, we're going to start the challenge. And they left me in the dust. But you just wait and watch it, because it's okay. Anyway, all right. Are we ready to get started with our topic and talk about why we think community is so important?
Yes, let's do it. Let's relive all of this community and fun and amazing.
Let's do it. Do we want to share pictures along the way now, or save them for the end and talk through them?
Now.
Oh, well, we're going to talk about it and go through them and share some pictures. So if you are listening on podcast, we're going to give you some great information. But remember, if you want to see all the fun pictures with all the other resellers, on over YouTube and check them out so you can see the actual photos. So community, let's start with that first. Give us some reasons why community is important.
Well, I mean, it's just important to have people that understand what you do. I think that's the biggest thing, is a lot of times our spouses or family members and people that are in our lives, they do totally different things. I mean, that was evident even just going to Hilton Head and talking with your friends. They all knew about the stuff you did, but as we talk about it, they're like, oh wait, you sell on eBay? Like sometimes that was like the trigger. Oh, I know so-and-so that does that, or
right.
And it reiterated the fact that it's nice to be able to have these conversations in a community of people that know what we're talking about. When we say platforms or listing or things that we need to do, it's just great to be surrounded by people that get it.
Yeah, like sometimes I get in a headspace where I think that what I do is weird and not socially acceptable. Do you know what I mean? Like, because everybody, you do what? Like, you're in your basement and you what? And you do a pot. I don't get I don't get that. Like, and I start to like really just internalize that sometimes. So just to be with people like, that's really cool. Oh my gosh.
I wish I had an e-basement, man.
Getting in a group of people and I say I sell car parts and they're like, that's so cool. The rest of the world is like, cars, internet, huh?
It is fun. And it's the other good reason with all of that and what we're saying is, you learn something from everybody that you talk to who's in this business. When you know a good banger, you may know you talk to them, but it's not just that. It might be the simplest thing on a platform that you didn't realize that platform did. And maybe you've been using it for 12 years, but you're so set in your ways of how you use that platform. You didn't realize that, oh, you mean if I do this, it's going to save me a minute and a half of my process?
Yeah.
What? There's just so much to learn from. And on top of that, research just people. They're just old. They're so stories are endless of experiences that they have, whether they're at a yard sale, wherever they go. The experiences and the stories are beyond entertaining.
You know what always touches me whenever we get with community is how many people are so incredibly charitable and they don't talk about it. And a lot of it is way under the radar, but like almost every talk to is doing this like amazing thing or working with the chair, like almost every single person.
Yeah.
It never ceases to amaze me. It always surprises me.
Yeah. And that's when we say, these are our people, our people. So if you're in a brick and mortar and you're like, you know, is it worth me going to these reseller meetups? Well, absolutely. Mm-hmm. You don't have to be a work from home reseller to go to them. You can own a brick and mortar and come to these meetings and meet other people, because even though you're selling from a storefront, there's still so much that you do that is like what people that work from home and sell fully online do. Mm-hmm. There's still a lot you can learn from each other, and a lot we can learn from you as a storefront. But if you feel alone in a storefront, there's other ways to connect with people, right?
Yes. I mean, I felt when I had the storefront, I felt very alone in the storefront. Like there was nobody in my community doing what I was doing. There was nobody to connect with. I mean, there were like professional business people, but nobody that could connect like on a reseller kind of like consignment store level. It was really lonely. Like even though I was surrounded by people all the time and amazing people, but just so I had people to
most of our communities have one consignment, one store, and then one. But Traverse City, Michigan, which is about 3.5 hours away from me, has what they call the Thrifting Trail. And when you get there, it's a much larger community on the lakefront, and they have, I think, 10 or 12 thrift stores, and they all get together and they make a pamphlet every couple of years, and they put that trail together. Any of those stores in other areas, I think it's partly put on by their Chamber of Commerce, and there are people that will travel from all over, all these rural areas, to go there and thrift, whether it's a vacation with their friends or it's someone like me who's sourcing, things like that. And you can pick it up, and they all collaborate together to say, these are your stops, this is where you go, here's a map, here's some other advertisements in there, some coupons. And then they also have signs. So no matter what their sign is, as far as a Salvation Army or a brick and mortar like small business, they all have a thrift sign on the front. So it's very easy to drive through town and say, oh, there's one of the thrift stores. And I absolutely love how they all collaborate together. We had one of the store owners from Wayne City on as well as a spotlight, and they, even only having like 3 in their community, they do the same thing. There's signs within their store behind their checkout counter. Hey, did you check out these guys down the street? Did you do that? And they all get together and have meetings and talk about how they can make that relationship better and what they can offer to the tourists and to the people in their community. A fun one that was happening in the UP last weekend while I was gone, and I have never seen one where a Goodwill got involved, but Marquette has 4 stores, and one's nonprofit, locally owned, and one is a thrift locally owned, and then they have a Salvation Army and a Goodwill. They all got together and did a first annual thrift hop, they called it.
Oh, cute.
And they did raffles at each spot, and they did a punch card. So if you got a stamp or a punch or whatever at each location, you could turn it at the end for gift cards. And it was so awesome to even see the girl working with local brick and mortar shops. And I just think everybody should reach out to stores in their community and do stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, if you're a consignment business, I know when we were in the consignment store, it was hard to get people to understand the difference between a consignment store and a thrift store, because there is a difference.
Yeah.
But think about that. I mean, I know what Samantha's talking about, those thrift stores that do that too. That same thing can be done with all your consignment businesses in your area, because we know for a fact, and I'm sure you do too, when somebody comes into your store to shop consignment, they're going to all the consignment stores in the area.
Yeah.
If you're a consignment shopper, you're hitting them all. Mm-hmm. So why not put together something fun like that and do that? Because we've said it many episodes before, this is such a non-compete business. You're going to have that pair of Tory Burch sandals in a size 9 that I want, but that size 9 sandal isn't going to be in the store down the street. You know, I mean, you're looking for specific items that you might have the jacket I want, but down the street has shoes that goes with it. So work together.
And the one Trevor will put up, they'll say, refresh your wardrobe, and they highlight all the ones that have clothing, whether it's consignment, nonprofit, whatever it is. And then they'll do another one a month later, and they'll say, you know, redecorate your home this spring, and it'll have all the ones that have furniture. And there's just so many things you can do with other businesses, right?
Now, I don't know personal feeling or how it really went, but I want you to talk about it. I'm going to set the stage.
Okay.
Having the businesses in our area take you as a serious business because you were consignment.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember that?
That was a huge struggle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I know that you struggle with that. And I think a lot of that, again, has to do with, and I'm not saying you didn't do this, but you were new to it, but how you got to go in there and present yourself and stand up for yourself. Like, I am a business. But if you get involved in things like your local chamber of commerce, we did that with some of our local small businesses. And we've talked about this again in previous episodes, where we had our friend that owned a coffee shop. Libby opened her store at the same time, right in the same time that she opened her store. And so we would do these shop each other's store. If you come to us and buy something on Wednesday, whatever day it was, we would take your receipt. And if you go over to the coffee shop, you get 20% off your order. Or if they go get coffee, they would say, take your receipt over to Consignment and you'll get 20% off your order. And we developed a really good relationship and friendship with them and other businesses just by building businesses together.
About the one-on-one. But yeah, I mean, definitely there was a stigma. There's much less of a stigma now than there was 13 years ago. And also, I think part of it was part of the community we lived in, because it was very economically diverse. So, you know, there were certain people liked it that way, I'm going to say. So there was like a distinction there, like people and some of that was, you know, just gradually like erasing that kind of stigma.
I mean, how about at the end, the relationship we built with the boutique owners, right?
Yeah.
Like they became good friends of ours, and it became a beautiful thing. So it's just having the pride and confidence in yourself as a business owner and what you're doing, because it is a business and you are making a difference by having that business. So stand in your pride with that and present yourself as a powerful person when you go to these meetings and get in there.
Community is a lot easier. That whole is not a natural part of my personality. But if I had a community and I was able to work with people who were doing definitely would have gotten me there a lot sooner.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I want to throw that out here. We talk about our community a lot. We have our Patreon. We are there for brick and mortar and online resellers, full-time, part-time, just dabbling, just want to get started. But we would be remiss if we didn't throw out Sarah Marshall's community, and she does all brick and mortar. And so I think we need to throw that out there too, because she is another wonderful community that is there to help consignment shop owners connect with others.
Yeah.
So,
and we're gonna I'll link that up in the comments. Sarah Marshall, Four Corners of Consignment. Yeah.
She's an amazing source. Yeah.
Recording together. If we were separate, I would have just muted to cough, but I can't mute to cough because we're all together sharing the same mic. So
keeping it real.
I apologize.
So I do want to mention, you know, because I like to cut you off.
Yeah.
I do want to mention one more thing that my town does that's super fun, and it mixes all the different types of stores. They'll do a downtown event, and we call it Ladies' Night. It's like once or twice a year, and the stores They don't have to have any promotions, but a lot of them do. They'll have coupons or samples of things because it'll be literally restaurants, coffee shops, retail stores, boutiques, like fudge houses, like all the stuff. And when you go at the end, you'll have like a little map, which is weird because it's like one street. They'll have a little map in the end spot. It'll show like the end. You make over $20, you just bring your receipts in and you get raffle tickets at the end. And each business will have donated like a gift card or a raffle basket or whatever. And as many purchases as you make, you get those raffle tickets, and then you can enter in to as many things as you want. And that is so much fun.
And I'm going to interrupt you right now, and we're going to shout out Carmen, who is a business owner in our community, right?
Yes. Northern Bargains
Carmen,
in Northern Ontario.
In Northern Ontario, our Canadian friend. She does a lot of fun nights. She does a Friday night, ladies' night, and she'll pull in local small businesses into her shop.
Right? Oh, she'll partner with somebody and say, okay, tonight I'm highlighting this business, and she'll be on site with all her baked goods. She does tea readings and like so much different stuff. All
kinds of things.
Every Friday. It's great.
Yeah. So there's so many ways that you can connect with either other small businesses in your area or find those that are doing the same thing you're doing. And really that is the best when you find somebody that's in the same business, because then you really can talk it out and help each other out and help each other grow. But
yeah,
I really hope this helps some of you, because we are here for all reselling.
Yes.
All reselling. So all right, should we start talking about Nashville, or does anybody else have any other advice to give on this topic?
No, let's do it. Let's get into it. You know I need immediate gratification. Come on.
All right. We're going to break down Nashville, y'all. First of all, phenomenal time and so well put together. Thank you, Ray, Nashville Flipper, all the help that you had. Angie of Angie Resells, Kristen of Rural Squirrel. I'm going to miss somebody. I'd Flip That Joe and Nicole.
Brendan, Big Time Flips. Ken. SSK
Promo.
Yeah.
A lot of great help, but it was so well organized and so well. I mean, we had a ball. It
was amazing. And I mean, we all loved Ray beforehand, but now that we've got to meet him and hear all the stories behind everything he did, and and meet his family. I mean, he had all of his brothers and sister-in-laws there, his real brother, his wife, amazing.
Yep.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know, heartwarming. I mean, just heartwarming. Talk about somebody who does stuff for the community, for the reseller community, for the community as a whole. He's just such a wonderful human being.
Yeah.
He's just a wonderful human being. So Ray, thank you. Thank you for masterminding this, putting this together, and allowing us to be a part of it. Thank you for asking us to help, because we love to help. We did the swag table, and that was fun. We always got your back. We had a ball. Absolutely. And we always got your back.
Our team Ray, 100,000%.
Team Ray. Yeah. Team Ray. Okay. I'm going to start with the beginning of our trip, y'all.
Yeah.
Samantha.
Oh my gosh. So me, coming from the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, way up there, traveled 13 and a half hours on Easter to Libby, and then with Libby. So that's where that started. That was a long trip. But then when I got there, we'll share a picture. I did not understand how big the e-basement was that Libby has. Oh my God.
Your face in that picture is just perfect.
And that picture doesn't even do it justice. That's like one rack of like so many. There's so much. So when we get back, I'm going to do a quick video, at least to share in a reel, to just show the e-basement.
Everybody has that same reaction when they go into my e-basement. They're like, wait, what?
Yeah.
What?
It's so impressive.
Yeah, so impressive.
Yeah. It's not what people expect.
I want an e-basement.
Yeah, right.
All right, you guys, I don't know if these are in order or not. You guys did a little work off-site.
Yeah, we did. We stopped in off 81 because we had our 12-week year meeting and we can't miss that. So we stopped, we put our headphones on, grabbed our laptops, a cup of coffee, and our 12-week did a weekly accountability meeting. So
that was as they were on their way to my house.
Yeah. And that is how committed we are to this 12-week year.
And they had a surprise guest.
Yes.
Yay.
We got to have an amazing lunch with our friend Billy. But you got her have great lunch and talk business and community, and it was amazing getting to chat with her again.
Yeah.
I mean, she's doing some incredible stuff. Go check her out. Check out her, Instagram. I'll link it up in the comments here. But she is just really nailing it and doing some incredible work. I know. We're so proud of her.
She's got her head in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Boom.
Yeah.
Then they got to my house. And we went walking the first morning at one of my favorite parks. So this is a picture of us at one of the waterfalls, but this is one of my favorite walking places in Greensboro. I love to go there. In fact, last night I went to bed thinking, oh, maybe we'll get up and go walking. But then when I woke up this morning,
I was hoping you would say that.
Everything was hurting. I am so sore.
It was really cool. But the real like cardio of that was going shopping after.
Right? The shopping after.
We only had a limited amount of time.
Libby was working as always. We got a picture of her in the guest bedroom, which we call Libby's room, doing a little work. So of course we had to share that. And then, so that Thursday night before we left to go to Nashville, I decided to host a pregame dinner and have our friend Lisa, who is part of our Patreon and is a local reseller. I actually met her at the eBay Open. She helped the local jewelry store run our local in-person open, and I met her that night, and it was instant friendship. And so she's now part of our Patreon. And so the girls had not met her in person yet. So I invited her over for dinner. And then, of course, my neighbors are right down the street, Johnny and Liz of Frizzy's Fine. They came over and we had dinner. So I'm going to share a few pictures of that. Lisa got an eBay cake.
Cutest cake. The cutest cake. She did so good.
I don't know what's cuter, the cake or her.
I know. Isn't she adorable?
Love her.
She's so cute. Yes. It's got cha-ching on it, a little I love eBay button. I mean, it was just adorable. This is everybody eating, hanging out in the living room. Molly with her mouth open, because that's all I really know how to do. Chatting. Y'all, we laughed hard. And here's the gang. Here we are all together. Mr. C chats with his long arms, taking the picture of all of us. And we just took a whole bunch. I'm going to go through, Nick and I, with our neighbors, Johnny and Liz.
So Frizzy's Finds and the Finders Flippers Resell podcast.
It's a mouthful, but it's worth listening. Yes, if you are not following those, y'all, come on. Where you been? Join them. Join them. The three girls. Lisa took some great pictures of us.
Amazing.
Doesn't she take amazing? Wait, didn't I share one of well, extra special.
Oh, and why am I never looking at the camera?
I have no idea. I
have to work on that.
But there's us with Lisa, and then we did a funny prom pose, and we absolutely loved this picture, though. I absolutely love this picture. I think we are so
I think just crop me out of the photo.
No. Why?
I really don't like it.
I think
I'm not that like fussy about things.
Because she's really front and center.
Yeah. We didn't put her neck. So cute though. And there's Johnny and Liz.
So cute.
Oh, and then hold on. Let me back up for a minute. Then the next morning we got up and we were going to leave and head to Nashville. So Nick and I were in my car, Samantha and Libby in Libby's car. We did a car. It's time for to hit. It's just that. But yeah, so we left and they were a few minutes ahead of us for a few minutes. and then we got ahead of them. And of course, I'm texting, we're going to pull over at rest stop, whatever area, whatever, to gas up, go potty. Okay, well, we come back on the interstate, and they're literally at that point, we can see them right behind us. And I'm talking to Nick, we're singing, I'm reading, whatever. Later, I pick up the phone, I'm like, they're like an hour behind us. Oh my God, are they okay? So here's Mama Molly worried. They got a flat tire. They're stranded in the middle of nowhere. Somebody's going to take them. Are you guys okay? And I get this, just wait for the reel. Look on social media for the reel. They went sourcing without me.
Okay, so
Well, we sourcing.
And I love Bojangles, and Libby wanted to try their biscuits, so we stopped at Bojangles. There's a Goodwill literally in the same like driveway, and it opened in like 2 minutes from when we were there. So I said, well, if we go to the gas station and then we pop back over here, it'll be open.
True story.
So we were one of the first ones in the door and spent about 40 minutes in there.
This would be
prior travels because we actually got to see traumatic happen on the way back from Charlotte one time. That did include a flat tire, roadkill on the roof.
I was a little worried, and here, y'all, now would be the right time for y'all to put in the comments how they would go to write that in there. I need a little poor Molly. Come on, put it in there.
You had the choice to ride with us or not ride with us. You had the choice between your husband and us, and
I guess that's
we were
true.
a little bitter,
but
because you chose
we were
that.
a little bitter. It was like a little bit of a punishment.
This is not right. So anyway, but I was very happy for them in the end because they got some really good stuff for a short stop. I mean, Libby got a beautiful Patricia Nash bag.
Oh, I did.
You guys did great.
Yeah.
That was definitely a valuable, quick run-in. So I'm proud of y'all.
I had stuff to list along the way. I listed about 10 things from the car as Libby drove. So it was a profitable trip.
It's about a little over 7.5 hours.
Yeah, it took us like 10.
So we got so far ahead of them that then Nick was like, well, there's this one area we can stop and thrift. So
Revenge sourcing.
So we sourced too. So that video will be coming out soon.
And we both stopped at Buc-ee's.
And we both stopped at Buc-ee's.
We didn't even tell each other that.
We stopped at Buc-ee's first because, of course, we were an hour ahead of them. And then later they're like, we just left Buc-ee's. And I'm like, I'm still digesting my brisket.
I don't think I love Buc-ee's. It's like the Walmart of convenience store.
Here's why you go to Buc-ee's. No, you go to Buc-ee's because it is the cleanest bathroom on the interstate.
Oh, that's true.
You will never find a cleaner bathroom. And so that's why you stop at Buc-ee's. The other stuff is just neither here nor there, but best bathrooms on the interstate. Always stop at Buc-ee's.
All right. That is true.
Yeah, that's why we stop. Anyway, we make black liquor because he liquor. So then we did a little of that. There'll be some videos coming out because Nick and I actually did record our sourcing. They just made a ha Molly reel,
which did well.
Nanny.
Did very well.
They made a nanny boo boo reel, but Nick and I we'll have an actual video coming out on ours. So yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Then we went to Nashville, and that day we got there was the night of the first event where we helped to get our swag set up. And we ran the swag bag distribution center.
Mm-hmm. And it was a distribution
center. It was a distribution
center. It was a lot.
And I just want to say, for all of those that helped him, I mean, there were a lot of us involved, like, I mean, a lot of people in the planning ahead of time, but then just watching resellers come in and say, I'm here early, what can I do? And just jumping in and doing stuff. And Angie and Kristen bossing everybody around. It was great. I loved it.
Yeah, I loved it. I know. So yeah, it all went very well. We were at Jolly Ollie's, which was a ton of fun, a great setup. It did not rain in the end, so we were able to go through our plans of being outdoors, where they had a great stage for people to talk from and music. And I'd flip that to do their game. It's not an episode if I don't. I'd flip that to do their game show. There was a photo booth. I'm going to share some of those. That's us again with Johnny and Lizzie of Frizzy Finds in the photo booth having some crazy fun.
I'm so glad they came with us.
Nick and I were doing a couples, and then Samantha jumped right in the middle.
Yes. Gotta be in the middle. Gotta be in the middle.
And the photographer took a picture of Molly looking at something.
The tiny hat.
With a tiny hat. So I'd flip that, gave the three of us little tiny pink cowgirl hats because we were their Bob Barker girls. So we helped them in the final showcase, distributing things to the crowd. So we had little special hats to wear.
That was really fun. Can we just talk for a second about how I almost
can
had
I
a
take
heart
that
attack?
picture off? Thanks.
Yes, about how I almost had a heart attack when they said they were doing The Bachelor.
Oh yeah. No.
I literally almost had I almost melted like into the.
I was still pushing
gravel.
you on the stage.
I know.
Oh my God.
Get up there, do it.
That was horrible.
Yeah.
So I just want to say, Ray, the Nashville Flipper, who put all of this on, amazing human being, but he shared some stories of like behind the scenes reasons of why he picked certain places or did certain things. All of the logos and the tags, the name tags and stuff that everybody had irises on it. And I did not realize that last year, the first time he did the Nashville meetup, his mother-in-law Iris was in the hospital and then later on passed away. And the family was going through a lot. Literally the weekend that he was doing all of this, the family was just going through so much. And like I said, his whole family is there helping him. And they're all very supportive, including Iris. She was very supportive of him last year and wanted him to make this a priority and do this so he's part of a community. And so this year, as a tribute to her, everything was Iris themed and
It was beautiful.
It was absolutely wonderful.
I'm not sure there was a dry eye in the crowd when he was telling that story because it was just a beautiful story.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I love you, man.
And then also Jolly Ollie's. Look at this. They had beautiful outdoor patio area. They had cute little like cabana type things downstairs. They had several upstairs things. They had karaoke spots. They had game spots. There were so much this.
That picture with us.
He shared that is a place that he's been supporting the entire time he's lived in Nashville. And when he used to get off work, when he had the job he had, he would go there to get dinner afterwards. It was one of the only places still open late at night. And he and his wife would have the whole place to themselves. She'd sing karaoke. They'd hang out there. And they loved getting to know and support the people that owned it. And he's loved watching them grow and expand and add on to their business. And he loved supporting the people in his local community as well.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a pretty special guy.
He is.
All right, we got Paul, Philly Flipper, and Kristen Rural Squirrel with Sky, the ever famous Sky, the puppy. If you watch any of Paul's channels, beautiful. Oh my gosh, I love that puppy so much. Oh,
Yes,
I love her.
He brought her to multiple things. I think she he brought that dog everywhere.
Oh, this is I flip that.
It's like, why did I pick to hang out with these?
The look on Jen's face is priceless. Like, oh God, these ladies.
Oh,
Well, I may have shoved her into some games as well. So,
You did.
Yeah.
You did. And the photographer taking a picture of us in the photo booth when Samantha jumped in. Y'all, in all honesty, I did tell Samantha to come jump in. But it's fun to make it look like she didn't. But this is a picture with our buddy Brendan.
Big time flips.
Big time flips. I took a picture with a bright beer sign behind me as everybody was telling me it's going to be a horrible picture. And it's not the best, but
it's a terrible picture.
But it's a picture.
He's my fellow Michigander. We had to talk about Michigan things, even though
we
he's
did.
five hours.
5
away from
hours.
me.
And then I'm going to share with you the entire group. Well, it's not the entire group because people had left by this time. It wasn't everybody, but this was a large group shot at the first night event. from ours, of course, then that just tells us that you need to join us for the next one so that you can get to know all these faces.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because all of these amazing, there's faces there I still didn't even get to talk to that I would love to get to talk to, but the stories, their whys, it's all amazing. So
Mhm.
I highly recommend joining in next time.
Yes.
Day 2.
Dun, dun, dun.
Da, 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 da. Yard sales. People went out and hit the yard sales. People packed their cars full. I mean, full
Yes.
at all these yard sales. We thought we were being sneaky, so we left the general area, and Lizzie had the area where all the stars houses are. So we went to the ritzy area, and we did all right.
We did
all
good.
right.
We
Yeah,
did good.
we did all right.
It
Videos
was-
to come.
It was frustrating going to all these community sales and only like 2 houses had
Yeah.
stuff out.
Yeah.
It was a drizzly.
But-
It was kind of like a drizzly morning,
And it had
very
rained some the day
overcast,
before,
yeah.
and I think people were just like, should I not, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
But yeah, it wasn't like ours here. When they say neighborhood yard sale here, it's house after house after house. But I still think we all did well.
We did good.
And then we met up for lunch. Everybody met up for lunch. So now I'm going to show you some lunch pictures.
Mary.
There's us with our friend Mary, who helps Mike Metico meetups.
Mhm.
We love her. If you ever want to chat with her in the chat, join us on our Wednesday lives, because she is a true blue who's always there in the comments, laughing with us and having fun.
Yes.
It's so nice to hug her in person. There's our table. We got a table full. We had Wes come join us, which was exciting.
Oh, so fun.
First time we met Wes in person. So we've been on shows with each other, but
Yeah. So he probably won't watch this, so I can just say it right now. I where we doing so many things, but it was the best surprise. It was the best.
That's how I was. As soon as he's like, "Hey, you," and I was like, "Ah."
So of course they will be linked up in the show notes as well. Finders Flippers Resell Podcast.
Yes, they
Johnny,
are.
Wes, and Stuart. See, I remembered your name, Stuart.
Burn.
Stuart did not get to come. He had a lot of family things going on. His daughter's getting married this weekend tomorrow.
He didn't come because he was asked to babysit the grandson. I said that is worthy of a miss.
Yeah.
I pick it every day.
But and go over to Nashville, so we had your channel and watch that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we can see the meetup, because we
Yeah.
thought we were going to be there for the first time they ever met in person, and we were going to film it, but Stuart had grandbaby duty, so we missed out on that one. We did. Here's a picture of us with some of our favorite ladies. Angie Resells, my sister, Mr. Nicole from Flip That. We've got Mimi from Thrift Trippin'.
Yep.
Thrift Trippin' Mimi.
Yeah.
And of course, Kristen, our Rural Squirrel. Love the ladies. What else do we have here, kids? Oh, some friends here. Nicole, Angie, Q, and Ray.
Mhm.
So then that night, there was another event, and we were all pretty tuckered out, because between that, again, video to come, we actually had all the bins at 2:00.
Oh,
my
I forgot about
Yeah.
that. Oh,
So
my
we
gosh.
were flat exhausted. So we decided we were not going to go down to Nashville for the big event. We were going to find a place nearby, have dinner, and then hang out in the lobby of the hotel and have some fun and wait till everybody came back. And we were not the only ones that made that decision. Nicole and Joe from I'd Flip That said, we are going to stay and have dinner with y'all. So this is part of our going to dinner. There's Nicole. There's my husband, Nick, aka Mr. C Chats with Joe. I wish duplicate pictures. Yeah.
I wish Nick would just enjoy himself more at these events.
I know,
So
yeah.
this was Nick's first reseller event, because he has, this isn't his career.
Right.
Although it is quickly becoming a,
Definitely.
So this was his first event, and I don't think he had any fun at all.
No. Y'all should have seen him sitting in the corner.
He jumped in and he helped put swag bags together, and he did them. Like he did whatever anybody asked.
He was like holding court at a table, like
with a bunch of people I didn't even know. I didn't even know him, and he was like, they're BFFs, and I'm like, I don't even know those people, but hey, you go, babe. Yeah. No, we got in there, and Angie immediately grabbed me. She's like, can you and Samantha come over here and help do this? And I was like, sure we can. And I kind of turned my back on Nick and kind of left him standing there thinking, well, he'll have to go to the bar, grab a drink, whatever. And we're working. All of a sudden, I look across at the pool table, and he is sitting there with 3 other guys, and they are just working away. And he's talking to them. How about if we do this? And I'm like, all right, you go, boy. You go. I love it.
Yeah, he was good. Very good.
All right, lobby pictures.
Yeah, so we had dinner with Joe and Nicole, and then because we skipped the downtown Nashville thing, we just went back to the hotel and hung out in the lobby and talk about a fun time. We played games, we drank, we snacked, we laughed so much, and we still dressed up in our
girls look. I love it.
So Nick took this picture. He took that, and then he went, "Oh, let's get the boots.
Gotta get those boots." That's right.
But y'all, we played Penny Drop, and we have to tell you about Penny Drop. Penny Drop is a very special game to us. Libby and I went to Boston to visit with our friend Diane Lasan. And when visiting her shortly, 6 months before her passing or so, maybe a little longer.
It's about a year ago today.
She taught us how to play Penny Drop, which is one of her family's favorite games. So Libby purchased it, and now it's comes to all reseller events. So we bring a little piece of Diane with us. We spread the joy, and we teach other resellers how to play this game. So we played for, I don't know, hours. And people would come in and out, change their
and we got to talk about Diane a lot.
And we got to talk about Diane a lot.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
A lot of people knew her. Some people didn't. So it was
wonderful. Yeah. So these are just all of us hanging in the lobby. There's Johnny.
Oh, and then there's Ken. SSK promo. Everybody go check him out. We had not personally met him before this, but we had been on other shows and stuff with him and done stuff with him. But oh man, how many outfits did he have that night?
So many outfits. He changed several times.
He has the PATM condition such pay attention to me. Yeah, so PATM, and we like to be the center of attention. You must.
I was all worried. What other thing do you have? Oh my God,
it's not one of my actual.
Should we feed her the right food? Is she going to be okay?
I don't know the protocol for that.
So he likes to be the center of attention. He actually passes out headshots at every event and signs them. And apparently, Kristen had already sold one on eBay, but before the weekend was even over. So he's a big deal.
Yeah.
Oh, we had such a good time.
So much fun. Us with Paul. And Paul came to sit down with one game, the very last game of Penny Drop. Paul's like, what is this? We're like, just sit down. It's easy learn. It's quick learn. You can play this. And dude sat down for one game and beat us. Y'all don't say anything because his head's already big enough. We don't need to grow it more.
Yeah.
But he sat right down there and whipped the whole table.
He did.
Took us all down.
And then he walked away.
He walked away. I think he actually has the game at home. I'm going to tell you. Yeah. So the next day, final day, was those that wanted to go to church, went to church with Libby did. She went with Joe and Nicole to church. Samantha and I went to a different kind of estate sale church. We did both buy Bibles, just so you know.
We did buy Bibles. We did. And we went to the Church of Sourcing.
Yeah. And we did ask them to pray for us.
You guys missed out. I prayed for you. I prayed for you.
I appreciate that.
You missed out. That was the highlight of my trip.
Aww.
Yeah. It was amazing. Yeah.
So Rayan had his pastor actually come to the meetup and say an opening prayer, which was beautiful.
Loved him, right?
Yes.
Loved
He's
him.
so much fun, so much energy. And then they saved spaces at the church for our group. So most people did go to church the next morning. And
there was a really large group. Yeah. It was impressive.
And others skipped. We did see some people out there. We weren't the only ones. We weren't the only ones. Heathens.
Like I said, I did pray for you.
Grumpy Picker. We all met up to have lunch together on the final day. So these are some pictures from lunch. And I mean,
we packed that place.
We took over the patio.
Mm-hmm.
We kind of sort of did. I think they were slightly overwhelmed. I think they had a hard time.
Mushroom spinach quesadilla.
Oh my gosh, those quesadillas were so good.
I have to detox from, I just have to say, because I'm going to put it out there so I don't slip back. I have to detox from Diet Coke when I get home because I usually have like one every couple months, and I've been having at least one a day.
Daily.
But she's gonna wait until I leave her house because as much as I love and support you and everything, I don't want to assist you in that.
You don't want to be there. Yep.
Oh my God, I can't stop.
There's Samantha with Mike and Mary, Mike Metco Meetup, and there's us with Mike. We just adore him.
So when we talk about community, Mike is all about community. He totally understands our vision and how, and a lot of our visions of how we want to make sure that people are connected. And if you can't make it to these events, what events you can get to, and just bringing awareness to all the different types of community. He shares our live every Wednesday because he believes that that's a form of community as well, just like we do, to come in and chit chat and share your week with us. And then he also shares all of the big ones like this that he attends throughout the country. And really just he shares my local meetup when I have it each month and many others. So go follow him, and that will help get you in touch with different meetups and things that are going on. And then also if you have a meetup or something that you do that is a reseller community related, go and share it with them, and he and Mary will get it out there and get it to people because he is growing. He's growing quick.
Yeah.
And he wants people to know about these communities.
That's his mission. His mission is to connect all resellers together for these kind of meetups.
Yeah.
He's doing a great job. He and Mary are doing a great job. So the weekend would not have been final if we did not walk across the street to Five Daughters and get donuts.
I had never heard of these cronuts before.
What happened to that picture? There we are with Happy Picker, Grumpy Picker, Tatum. I don't know Tatum's business name off the top of my head.
Nonsensicalities.
Okay. And that is us outside of Five Daughters Bakery. And that is us inside.
Ooh, look at my hair.
Notice there's no after photos.
The after photos, no. Oh my gosh, y'all, these donuts. Anyway, I'm glad I can only get them when I go to Nashville because they do not need to be near me. But
guys, we had donuts for dinner.
We did.
True story.
True story.
It is time to go back to northern ways because
Are we going for a walk after this?
I'm going on a salad and cabbage soup week,
right?
I think.
Jill, we need your magic soup recipe again.
Yeah. Help us out. Help some girls out. It's time.
So can we tell the story about the meat and 3 veggies?
Oh my gosh.
Because this is what it's like in the South.
Yes.
Yeah, so we go out to eat at a regular cafe, and there's a thing called meat and 3 veggies. So Samantha and
it's called the meat and 3.
Let's get that. It was on special, so we get it. And I'm looking at the menu and I'm like, Molly, what are the veggies? It says pick 3, choose 3 veggies.
And I was outside on the phone, so I didn't hear this conversation.
So there's
it's right over here.
It's right over here, and I'm going, no, that can't be right. So there's mac and cheese, there's fried okra, there's
mashed potatoes and gravy, sweet potatoes.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
collards and green beans.
Yeah,
there was bacon
covered in bacon. So I'm like, are you sure? I asked her 4 or 5 veggies.
Hominy does not count as a veggie.
It's not hominy, it's cheese grits.
Okay. Cheese grits.
Let's get it right.
Okay.
So I'm like, all right, fine. All right. Now I know how to order when the waitress comes over. And then I had just finished asking her. Samantha heard the tail end of it. Samantha sits down and she's like, well, what are the veggies? And I'm like, Molly's like, these are the veggies. And Samantha didn't believe her. So when the waitress came over, Samantha has to ask again, are you sure these are I picked from these are the veggies? And the waitress is like, yeah. And I'm like, I can't believe you just asked that again. Molly just literally, she knows.
She was fuming.
Nobody listens to me, y'all. Nobody.
Mac and cheese and dinner rolls are not vegetables.
In the South, they most certainly are.
So that pretty much sums up like where we are health-wise right now. Yeah, not good.
We ate our greens, but I don't think they were good for us.
You don't think all that bacon and fatback and butter was no?
It was good for my soul.
Right, good for your. That's why we call it soul food.
That's true.
Yes,
I
it
had and then I had a pork belly taco. That was not healthy either. So good though.
Yeah, it's a different world down here.
I let them go wild, y'all. I'm not gonna. I had a few wild, but I did get like an ahi tuna taco.
You did good.
I got I don't remember what I got at the other place where y'all got the meat and three sandwich. I think I got a sandwich.
But can we talk about last night when we came home and you're like, Nick,
nope, gotta
get
go.
The salad
Bye.
bar. Get the salad
Cheers.
bar. I offered like Libby briefly said I was McDonald's. This is our last day.
She said it like 4 times.
Are
we really not getting McDonald's? Are we really not getting McDonald's?
At the last like 4 or 5 exits, I'm like, McDonald's? And then, no, we can't do that. We get here, we get unpacked. Nick, can you go get us McDonald's, please? And
You
we
guys
all
should
right now. Our last we had, it was late, we were tired, and the last thing we wanted at that moment was a salad.
I
So
told
guess
you,
what? Guess
your
what?
body would reject it after
She
eating
did.
like that.
She did.
I did.
Guess what we're eating for dinner tonight? A salad.
yes.
Yep, that's what's for dinner.
It's now recorded.
Can I wash it down with the Diet Coke?
Yes, you're not quitting that until Samantha leaves for her sanity.
All right, you got 2 more days.
All right, y'all. I hope that you guys really enjoyed this. I hope that you got something out of this, even if you were not part of it. We always know people that are part of it love to go here and see the pictures, but I'm hoping you found joy in this if you were not a part of it. I'm hoping that this is inspiring you to go out and find your community or join ours or make sure you come to Nashville next year. So pick an event, do it. Don't hold back. Start saving those pennies right now. Open up a little account and just start putting that Starbucks money to the
drink
side.
Because I'm going to say right now, 3rd quarter this year, book club, profit first, Mike McCallowitz. So drink up, get your book, and start figuring out what you're going to save so you can meet with your community. Look, Samantha, it's your face.
That is a free book club. Y'all see our new stickers.
That's my face.
Right there. Boom. There we are. All right, friends. Until next time.
Cheers.
Click, click.
Thank you for joining Libby, Molly, and Samantha, the ladies of Consignment Chats, as we grow your reselling business. For all things Consignment Chats, visit us at consignmentchats.com and join our free private communities on Facebook and/or Patreon.